And a warm welcome to the program. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Coming up today, youths in Rivers State tell stories of their struggles with drug addiction. Edo State Governor inspects Education Hub project in Benin City, promises to complete major projects before the end of his tenure. Commission trains youth with knowledge and skills to compete in the engineering sector. A concerning surge in hard drug addiction is wreaking havoc on lives of some youths in Port Harcourt, River State, with 7 out of every 10 cases in most neuropsychiatric hospitals within the state linked to drug abuse. Our correspondent, Deborah Agbalama, has this report.
Young individuals driven by factors like peer pressure, depression, and youthful exuberance find themselves trapped in the cycle of hard drug addiction, often resulting to desperate measures like prostitution for females and stealing for the males to sustain their deadly habits.
For like 4 years now, and not only crack, I do smoke other things like ice, Thailand, sometimes. But it's quite hard to stop.
I met a guy in Tunisia who introduced me into drug. He was my boyfriend, and I fell in love with drug, and I came back to Nigeria, and I came to Lagos at Abuja. That is where I started smoking drug. But I get to discover that it's not good, but it has become an habit to me that I can't stop it now.
I know fit. A day say people, I know smoke and for money. I know they pee. Also, my body go weak.
Abuja Down, situated near Creek Road Market in Port Harcourt, has become a notorious hotspot for drug transactions. Drug addicts will struggle to break free from the dark hole of addiction. The young ladies in this clip once had thriving careers until they were introduced to crack cocaine and crystal meth. Now they're hooked and experience the double jeopardy of prostitution to earn enough money to feed their drug hunger.
We sell our body for it, so the money we get, we use it for smoking, so it's not easy.
Okay, so you were not a sex worker before this addiction?
Yes.
What were you doing before now?
I was a teacher.
But I get to discover that it's not good, but it has become an habit to me that I can't stop it now. So if I can get help to stop it, I would love to.
Despite the desire for rehabilitation by some of them, high costs associated with treatment facilities, both in government-run and private rehabilitation and treatment centers, pose significant barriers for victims to get help. Visiting the neuropsychiatric department of the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, we learned firsthand about the challenges of providing psychiatric care, which, though essential, comes with considerable expenses. Dr. Francis, the head of the department, highlighted a staggering 400% increase in cases of drug-addicted related mental breakdowns over the past 5 years.
Usually when someone uses drugs and different types of drugs, it can have what we call a mental or behavioral effect on them. So it means that there's a change in their behavior, there's a change in their thinking, in the way they perceive things. They can become a bit paranoid. They might start hearing voices that are not there, seeing things that are not there. Their behavior change, they can act irrationally aggressive, especially if they are craving the drug. So we have that as the mental and behavioral disorder, due to a substance use. So when we have patients, we have to manage that disorder first, if it's present. And after managing that disorder, in simple, we have to detoxify the patient. And then after that process, we now have to sit down and do a motivational interview.
Attempts to know the efforts of government in combating drug trafficking at these flashpoints, however, face hurdles, as authorities from the NDLEA River State Command were unavailable for comment. Nevertheless, insights from an anonymous insider revealed periodic raids on drug hotspots and establishment of a rehabilitation center by the agency to aid willing victims. Despite these measures, the steep costs of rehabilitation underscore the urgent need for comprehensive strategies to address the root causes of addiction.
Staying in Rivers State, the governor has cautioned political actors against making comments or taking actions that will portray the state as being unsafe for investment. Governor Fubara said there is a need for everyone to help improve the public perception of the state so that every news that comes out of it will not be a bad one. He mentioned this during an inspection of a refinery road that is being constructed by the state government to connect two local government areas in the state.
They are really doing everything to make sure that the project is completed within the time. They promised that it will be delivered in the next 3 months, and I believe so. At the other side of the road, they're already doing a lot because those ones are normal roads. So road work is not a problem. Where we have issue is the bridge. And you can even see we couldn't access it when we're coming here because you can see that the part of the road too has also been fixed. Well, you see, for us, we'll continue to do our best for our dear state. We were elected into this office for us to deliver. I believe that doing what you're elected for is not doing something strange. It's carrying out your duty. It's our duty to work for our people, and we'll continue to do that. And I also feel it shouldn't always be bad news. If it's not Fubara associate this, Fubara should that, people should see the good part of our state and promote the image of our state. Whatever we're doing, whoever is sponsoring, whatever, they're not doing it to the person of Fubara. They are using it to run down the state economically. No sound mind, serious investor will be hearing all these stories and feel comfortable coming here. So we'll try our best to continue to project the good side of our dear state.
The Bayelsa state government is assuring residents that its finances remain in good condition. The State Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Maxwell Ebaibe, made this known at the Transparency Briefing Program, which is a monthly event where officials inform residents about the financial records and activities of the state.
When the time gets tough and rough, people must always devise ways to survive legitimately. For your government and those of us in finance, we are focused on, at this point, ensuring that every single penny that is being owed to the state is recovered. The government is focused on that. We still encourage citizens to pay their taxes, but we need to look outside just taxes. And we are focused on, particularly we are focused on the federal government to ensure that on issues like condensate sales, the condensates that they sell, where's our money? Where's our 13% money? We want the money. Signature bonus, we want our 13%. Crude oil swap, like there's a current one going on. And it's a bit funny that the federal government is mortgaging the commonwealth of everybody as much as they are custodians or they are trustees on behalf of all the other parties. There is no engagement of the other parties to say, look, this is our commonwealth, this is what we are doing with it. Your portion of it this is how it's going to come. That engagement has not taken place. And for those of us who know what we should know and the fact that we need the money, we are going to go after our money.
Residents of Calabar, the Cross River State capital, have commended the state government for filling up potholes across the state metropolis. The Commissioner for Works, Mr. Pius Edet, explained that most roads across the state are no longer in good condition and the need for a rehabilitation became imperative. According to him, the governor has proved to residents that his people's first agenda is the administration's focus.
We are the only APC state in the South-South.
When Cross River State Governor Basti Otu first assumed office in 2023, he made promises of fulfilling an unwritten social contract between his government and citizens to say thank you for electing him as governor. Some of these promises include a commitment to participatory governance, where every resident is included in decision-making and program implementation. A major part of this social contract was to improve the social welfare of the people in the area of infrastructure development, a central part of which is road construction, a promise which is already being fulfilled.
His Excellency the Governor of Cross River have declared Operation Zero Potholes, that he does not want to see a single pothole in Calabar Metropolis and other parts of the state. And that is why we have just begun. We have engaged about 3 companies to take charge of that. As you can see, this section is handled by FedPlan Global Resources. And when we get to the other side, that is being handled by Zene Construction Company and other 2 other companies we have also engaged. All we are doing is to meet up with the time of the carnival to be able to seal all the potholes in town in order to put Calabar to where it belongs to.
This is in line with his administration's People First mandate. Residents are appreciative of these efforts, which they believe will boost their commercial activities.
I feel real good. Our government is doing well. He's doing as he said people first. So I really appreciate him. He's doing well.
Everywhere now is changed. So with this one alone, at least my business will go forward. Customer will come from left and right because the work is good. And the Calabar is, even this place was not like this last year. But now there is difference. So with that, now customer will come and my business is going to improve.
I see what Prince Basi Ederutu is doing in Cross River State. This is MCC Road, and I can see FedPlan working on the road is very good. God bless Sweet Prince. This season of sweetness.
While residents appreciate these efforts, they caution the government to deliver the goods in batches so no project will be abandoned.
A call to the government is any project they are starting, they should try to endeavor, not minding if 5, they should pick 1 or 2, to execute. It will be more better to us in the citizen, not like, bringing 5 projects, not executing any. At least if 1, you can do 1, will be more better with that.
As he gradually approaches his first year in office, Governor Otu is calling for cooperation, patience from residents as he and his team work to achieve the state's developmental goals, which he promised would touch every community during his tenure.
Welcome back. The Edo Education Hub project is on course with the delivery date, which is between August and September this year. And this is coming from the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki. He made the assertion after inspecting the project site in Benin City, the Edo State capital, and reiterated that all ongoing projects by his administration will be delivered before the end of his tenure on November the 12th. The Edo Education Hub, which will be a one-stop shop for the sector, has the capacity for 3,000 persons.
The major projects I started, including this one. It's due for delivery between August and September. So I'm here to just check and follow up to make sure that we keep the contractors on their toes to deliver as we had agreed. And so far, so good. I believe 2 buildings are almost ready. The first building you saw there is a primary healthcare center to serve this community and in this facility. Because by the time we finish, this facility will host, including a basic school, that is primary 1 to JSS 3, a model school. So at any point in time, this facility will handle almost 3,000 people. So it's important that we have one of our model healthcare centers or clinics in there. The Ministry of Education is the first block. It's almost ready, and hopefully by May they will move in there. They have a center, a cafeteria. They have a block for SUBEB, the Universal Basic Education Board. There's a block for the Secondary School Board. There is a block for the Technical Education Board, another block for Quality Assurance. And then in Ideal School, we have the State Library. It's been rebuilt, the digital library. You're going to have a playground. Every facility that you need for complete education is going to be in this education hub.
Staying in Edo State, but this time we move from infrastructure to politics as the People's Democratic Party in the state prepares for its governorship primaries on February the 22nd. The contest is far from being settled as conflict of interest still persists over talks of a consensus candidate. While some aspirants in the governorship race decry imposition of candidates by party leaders, the Edo State PDP hierarchy insists that it will be neutral going into the governorship primaries fall.
The Edo Central Caucus of the PDP in Edo State has come together to choose a consensus aspirant from their zone in the forthcoming primaries for the 2024 governorship election. They say they have spoken to all the aspirants from the Central Senatorial District on the need to have a consensus aspirant for the party primaries. In the end, one of the aspirants, Aswe Ighodalo, is picked to represent the zone.
Barrister Aswe Ighodalo made an impeccable presentation to the committee. Accordingly, the committee unanimously accepted him, and we are hereby recommending him as the consensus aspirant for the PDP Edo Central Senatorial District to contest the PDP ticket for the Edo State gubernatorial election 2024.
However, this decision is not binding on the other aspirants, as some of them did not agree to this arrangement. Ansem Ojezwa is one of those that rejected the outcome of the Central Senatorial District's caucus screening.
There is none of them that does not have friends in both South and North. I said, look, before you even look inwards, first of all, seek the cooperation of your brothers in the South and in the North. Once you have the understanding, they may even be able to help you make the choice. They will tell you those ASAM people that are acceptable to them. That is what you will come and feed your people to say, look, out of the lot of you, it is only these 2 or these 3 or these 4, even this one, that people in Edo South and Edo North say they can, work with, because that is the way to go. But rather, they were working from the answer to the question. And this is the result.
Since then, the National Working Committee of the PDP has screened and cleared all aspirants who bought and submitted the party's nomination form for the Edo governorship primaries. For the Edo State PDP chairman, Anthony Azigbemi, the party does not have favored candidates for the primaries.
The Edo Central Special Committee has recommended one person, does not stop any other aspirant from going ahead to pursue his aspiration. So that had to be made very clear. Nobody's rights will be infringed from this end.
The PDP in Edo State has scheduled its governorship primaries for February the 22nd. The leadership of the party is assuring aspirants of a free and credible exercise.
The President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongan Mensem, has constituted the National and State Houses of Assembly Election Tribunal for the rerun election in Delta State. According to the Secretary of the Tribunal, Mr. Aminu Ahmad, the sitting will hold at the State High Court Complex in Asaba after the Chief Judge approved the use of one of the courtrooms. The tribunal will look into disputes arising from the conduct of the rerun elections in Burutu and Ethiopia West state constituencies. Members of the National Assembly from Delta State have bemoaned the spike in insecurity in the country, especially the issues of robbery, kidnapping and banditry. Speaking to journalists after a victory and solidarity visit to the governor at the Government House in Asaba, the lawmakers urge residents to remain vigilant and security conscious at all times to end the security challenges, especially as the new Commissioner of Police has assumed duty in the state.
Excellency. Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Francis.
Members of the National Assembly representing Delta State are on a courtesy visit to the governor, Sheriff Oborevori, to congratulate him on his victory at the Supreme Court and also to pledge their support for his government. The governor is elated, especially seeing that the group cuts across different political parties, as he reiterates that unity of purpose should be the common goal to drive development in the state.
People have come together as one, not as a party. So we must be one. That's the only way you can advance Delta State.
Beyond the felicitations in this room, insecurity was one of the issues the lawmakers raised during this visit, especially the recent spike in kidnapping, banditry and other crimes, details of which were given to the media only after the meeting. A member of the group says the National Assembly is doing everything necessary to address the issues.
You and I have more to do. Like what I mean, you and I, every Nigerian has something to do. Like if you watch the social media the other day, you discover that after the killing of the two traditional rulers, something happened. People, that is the indigenous of the locality, started going to the bush, into the forest, bringing out those who have no business doing in those places. And they discover that there are people who are non-natives, people who are not even in those areas. They are all settling, they say they have whatever name they call them, but they never found them with one sheep, they never found them with one cattle, they never found them with one cow. Then what are you doing in the bush here? So our people should also take such bold steps and get back to report to the vigilante, and the vigilante know what to do to reinforce for the arrest of such people.
Delta State is also witnessing a fair share of insecurity, and the new man in charge of policing in the state is promising to build on existing security mechanisms to ensure peace reigns in Delta State.
Well, commence a review of what is it that is happening, why is it that we're having these complaints, and then we'll, of course, look at it and address it appropriately. We now need to look at where is it happening, what time. As you are all aware, I can say this: crime has a clock. It has a time, it has a place, it has a location, and that's what we work on. If our people cannot sleep with their eyes closed, what time it is happening, and I can assure you, if they cannot sleep, we will also not sleep.
He advised the public to always cooperate with the police and other security agencies.
The Delta Development Commission, NDDC, says it has trained 200 youths across the region in welding and fabrication as part of its capacity building and human resources development. Speaking at the graduation ceremony in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, the NDDC Managing Director, Mr. Samuel Obuku, said the training is to equip youths with knowledge and skills to compete favorably in the engineering sector, especially in oil and gas, construction and manufacturing. He said with the starter packs issued to all beneficiaries, the young people can now fend for their families and contribute to the economic development of the region.
200 youths drawn from the 9 states of the Niger Delta are gathered here
is a graduation ceremony for those who participated in the first phase of the NDDC Welding and Fabrication Training Program. This ceremony in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, is also holding simultaneously in Warri, Delta State, Benin, Edo State, and Eket and Akwa Ibom State. For the regional agency, the choice of the program is deliberate, as it will equip the youths of the oil-rich region with requisite skills to take on activities in the oil and gas sector.
NDDC recognizes the importance of welding and fabrication as a bedrock for industrial development and the need for the use of the Niger Delta region to be involved in the economic growth and development of the region. Hence, we embarked on this training. The Niger Delta Development Commission is therefore empowering 200 youths of the Niger Delta region to actively participate in economic activities. Thus, they will also contribute in the economic development of the region.
This program has been done in collaboration with Nigerian Institute of Welding, who are the IIW representative in Nigeria and possess the license as the federal government's sole awarding body for welding and related skills in Nigeria, for the NSQL. The program has also been aligned with Project Hope, an NDDC program designed to help the youth of Niger Delta tap into opportunities that guarantee sustainable livelihood for tomorrow.
Beyond meeting the Commission's Human Capacity Development Drive, the NDDC Managing Director, Samuel Obuku, was represented by his Chief of Staff, says the skills acquired would put food on the table of beneficiaries.
It is hoped that this equipment will not only assist you in making daily living, but assist in preparing yourselves for further training. I can assure you that NDDC management will be willing to support those who are successful at this level to progress to next stages so that we can produce competent persons to compete favorably in various sectors, especially the oil and gas sector.
One after the other, the graduating trainees received their starter packs.
I'm going to make use of this skill to put food on my table.
NDDC has opened my eyes to even learn more, to go for more training. So I'm really grateful to them. This is a wonderful opportunity.
The interventionist agency is hoping that the 200 graduating trainees will take advantage of the opportunity provided by the program to make the footprints in the engineering sector of the oil and gas industry.
That's the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinrami.